Game of the day. OtherBarry77 versus Bogaes. Hawk versus Von Bolt.
What is going on, folks? Sammy Original Guy here, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you another
Live League Game of the Day.
Today, folks, we are playing on Octagon. This is a triple base airport, port, and comm tower supported matchup. And we have a tier 1 matchup today, folks. We have Hawk versus Von Bolt, Bogaes versus OtherBarry77. Two fantastic live players. I've been seeing both of these guys get a whole lot done in the live league, so it's been an absolute privilege to see. Now, today we are on Octagon. So Octagon is an octagon, folks. 8 sides is what we are dealing with here. Now, as we see here, we do have access to a pre-deployed black boat on either side, which is going to be able to funnel units from the base to capture these corner properties. Now, those corner properties are going to be very, very important for income and potentially busting out the fabled battleship, folks. Whether or not we're going to be seeing a battleship on this map is neither here nor there, but it's always fun to bust out the good old-fashioned battleship. Now, we have a triple base dynamic. We have a strong side versus weak side dynamic over here. Weak side being a solo base with the airport right here. Now, this base is going to be basically responsible for absolutely blitzkrieging the center of the map and putting as much pressure on the enemy HQ as they possibly can. Vice versa for these two bases here. They are meant to go up and push over here. Now, what tends to happen a lot of the time is the map will sort of get split down like this here. So you'll have lots and lots of forces gathered up in beautiful fashion, creating advanced walls. Now, we have no movement COs here today, but we do have global damage and area effect damage. So it might be okay, but wall breaks are going to be a little bit difficult for sure, but both of these COs have a tremendously terrifying, powerful CO powers that are going to cause a whole lot of damage, folks. But more than anything, I could probably see these two bases fighting here, and then we're probably going to be seeing a little bit of fighting in the center. My guess is probably we're going to be seeing some fighting over here, because Von Bolt is probably going to be the aggressor down here and Hawk be the defender, and then we will see some minor combat over here going on. That is my prediction for this map. I have not seen this game. It was submitted to me, so without further ado, folks, let's go ahead and see what went down in the live league today. Beauty. Absolute beauty. You know what else is beautiful, folks? Standard infantry builds, because you got to get the infantry on the field, folks. It's the #1 priority in Advanced Wars by Web. #2 priority in Advanced Wars by Web, folks. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for all that hot live league actions. Both players are going for the neutral base, folks. Neutral bases. Go and get them. Priority #3 in Advanced Wars by Web. So aside from that, this map looks like it has just a relatively slow deployment at start. Not really a whole lot of income to be floating around here, but we are approaching the 9K territory here, so we are going to be seeing the first tank from OtherBarry. OtherBarry not going to be able to bust out another tank next turn. Bogaes is going to be getting a tank and then another tank next turn. So the tank order here is going to be BAAB or something like that. Player 2 is going to get ABBA. That's what it is. ABBA. ABBA. Got the ABBA tank order, folks. That's what we got. Alrighty. 3 more infantry on the field, and OtherBarry is approaching the center of the map here with his tank to defend or attack. You never know. You never know which route these players will go. Another Barry, fantastic play. Definitely a smart cookie. So he's got a plan, folks. And his plan is to bust out another tank. We got 2 tanks on the field from OtherBarry. We got 2 tanks on the field from Bogaes. Bogaes might be busting out another tank here for certain. Let's go ahead and see that bad boy hit the field. There we go, folks. Alrighty, so both players are definitely approaching the middle of the map. And as we can see here, the black boat firmly planted on the HQ is doing a fantastic job of preventing the early HQ cheese. Wonderful little dynamic here, folks. Now, very interesting here, Bogaes decided to send one of his tanks all the way to the eastern front while putting his other 2 tanks, plus a 3rd tank and battlecopter over on the western front. Looks like we are going to be having an engagement up north here very soon. Now, will OtherBarry go to defend his northern front and start an attack, or will he go down and defend his HQ? We shall find out very soon, folks, very soon indeed, as he goes for the comm tower, full surround, or partially full surrounds the tank. That guy is not going anywhere, and OtherBarry has placed a tank firmly in a dangerous position over here for Bogaes. Bogaes might be able to run away with his tank temporarily, but will it be enough? We'll find out very soon, folks. OtherBarry also busting out the battlecopter today, or not battlecopter, but the anti-air in response to the battlecopter. And Bogaes is super aggressive up north, taking multiple infantry engagements and a transport copter on the field. Now, transport copter, its main goal, its primary focus, is to go and get the 2nd comm tower in the corner of the map there, folks. That will put Bogaes, the Hawk player, in a position where he will have 130% firepower, which is fantastic. When you're fighting Von Bolt, folks, you need as much firepower as you can in order to hopefully get some of those KOs. And we got a tank engagement. Interesting. OtherBarry decided to go for the tank engagement and busting out 2 more tanks up north. So as expected, the fighting is up north, folks. That is exactly where I thought it would be. 100% called it. All right, day 10 over here. Bogaes capturing the bottom corner property, going for more infantry engagements. Other people might run away from this sort of a fight, but Bogaes is not that kind of guy. He's the kind of guy to meet a challenge head on and absolutely throw every single tank that he has at his enemy. All right, let's see if it pays off for him. Now, obviously, it's not every single tank that he owns, but it's every single tank that he owns. 4 tanks in the south as well here, folks. Looking pretty good. Now, the only thing that I am very worried about for our good friend Bogaes here is the fact that Von Bolt has a tank chain coming from the north. And Bogaes doesn't really have a whole lot of support. He's got a tank, he's got a battlecopter, but OtherBarry's got an anti-air, which is going to be a direct counter to the battlecopter. Let's see what he decides to do here, though. We've got an infantry engagement, 2, 3, 4 infantry engagements, and a KO on 2 infantry, and a tank hit going in with the anti-air. Now, this is definitely a risky flipping play. This is a risky play to put the anti-air so far forward. You do have to watch out in these situations, folks, but OtherBarry showing absolutely no respect to the army down south, moving in with multiple tanks, taking out one of the tanks and assaulting all the infantry. And another battlecopter, and another tank, and another 2 infantry on the field. It is looking very, very good for OtherBarry right now. He's got a commanding lead when it comes to unit count and overall value, but we do have engagements, folks. One of the tanks has been taken out, one of the tanks has been taken down to 2, and the anti-air is protected, folks. More or less, the anti-air is protected. There is not really anything that is going to be able to do significant damage to that anti-air. So he's probably feeling pretty good about himself right now. He's definitely feeling pretty good. All right, 2 more infantry engagements up north. Tank shifting down south now. and a black wave is charged up. Now, it will take Von Bolt quite a bit more battle damage in order to fully charge his super co-power. But what an absolute massacre up north, as all the remaining units have now perished. But the one thing that OtherBarry does not have is a way to take out the black boat. He's going to need a way to take out that black boat if he wants to, guarantee him a victory here in order to capture that. Now, there's two ways that you can go about that. Well, a few ways, actually. You can obviously go and attack it with multiple tanks and do minimal damage. Possibility. Could go in with some classy medium tanks doing minimal damage. Possibility. The best option is going in with some indirects, like artillery, blasting away, and then capping the HQ. That's also a possibility. But the most Chad thing that you could possibly do would be to bust out the battleship, because that would allow you to be able to fire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there, folks. That would be able to immediately assault the HQ for massive damage. All right. Whether or not these are the kind of players to bust out battleships is a completely other story, folks. We will find out together. This is going to be a wonderful battleship engagement as OtherBarry busts out the classiest units in Advanced Wars by Web, folks. The classy medium tank is on the field and ready for action. Now let's see if this medium tank is going to be able to feed today, folks, or if it is going to sit back and do absolutely nothing. Because I have seen classy boys sit back and do absolutely nothing. So hopefully this will not be one of those classy boys. Hopefully this will be a classy boy that goes up and feeds and takes many engagements. All right, OtherBarry. Both of these players managing their time very well, by the way. As we can see here, both are sitting in the 16-minute region, which is fantastic. Some players might be at 0 minutes right now. They might be playing on increments on day 12. These two players? No, they're not increment players, folks. They are absolute sonic speed players. That's what we got. Very flippin' curious right now. We have deleted the black boat. Deleting the black boat is an absolute legend move right here, folks. 20 units on the field, but by deleting the black boat, we have an attack with a tank from the HQ plus follow-up from Battlecopter, and that could be enough to clear this. I think it will, folks. Oh my god, what an absolute opening Bogaes has just made here with the sacrifice of the black boats, the sacrifice of that security blanket, and not really moving in the rest of the units, folks, just holding the line down south. That was a good play, folks. Now, will OtherBarry be able to come up with a crafty play, perhaps craftier play than that? He's going to have to come up with something really good now, like busting out a battleship. We got to get the battleships on the field, folks. It's the number 4 priority in Advanced Wars. Get yourself some dignified, classy battleships, folks. All right, so OtherBarry definitely took a little bit of time with that turn, but it was not so bad. It was not so bad at all. Bogaes, on the other hand, finding a beautiful attack, a beautiful clear on those units, has charged up the Black Storm. 2 damage globally, 2 damage healing. Massive attack, folks. Absolutely massive attack. Now, there is going to be one very dangerous thing here, folks, and that is Ex Machina. The Ex Machina, the Dance of Doom. Where's the Ex Machina going to be hitting today? This is the big question here, folks. Bogaes has busted out the classiest unit in Advanced Wars by Web, and there is definitely a possibility that the classiest unit in Advanced Wars by Web might be hit by the Ex Machina. Will he dance with the devil in the pale moonlight, or will some other location on this map be absolutely blasted by this devastating super co-power? Let's find out, folks. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The entire south front has just been decimated by that super propellant. And the classy medium tank gets to move in and feed. Absolutely unchallenged right now. Another classy medium tank has made its way, and OtherBarry's still sitting at 10 minutes and 45 seconds. Definitely did a little bit of planning for these last few turns, and I think it was definitely needed. Also sitting at exactly 99,900 funds, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. All right, T-Cop to drop. Infantry attack. Is that enough? Ooh, it's actually not enough to stop the cap. That's going to put Barry in a 22 to 18 scenario here, folks. But Barry doesn't really have a whole lot of follow-up attack right now. Oh, and Bogaes has found a path to attack the anti-air. That is huge. That's a huge attack right there. All right, we got a clear for a unit. We got an attack. We got another attack. Oh, does that. Okay. All right, I was going to say, does that open up the classiest units in Advanced Wars by Web to be attacked by 2 of the classiest units in Advanced Wars by Web? Could have been pretty brutal, folks. Still will be pretty bad getting first struck, but it could be a lot worse. Could be a lot worse. That's what I'm saying, folks. Another anti-air on the field. Got to get the anti-airs right now. I would almost consider getting 2 anti-airs. Making sure that the air units disappear. And then going in with tanks afterwards. But it looks like Bogaes is pulling back a little bit now. He's putting threat on the enemy port right now, which is pretty big. If he manages to capture that port and deploy the battleship, that will lock down one of the bases. That's the other thing about the port, folks. You could lock down bases with that port. Gotta watch out. All right, so we do got a classy engagement down south, a 9-4 trade. And now it is OtherBarry's turn over here on day 16. Clearing an infantry down south, moving a few more of them down, getting a double tap here, bringing the medium tank back, and bringing forward the anti-air, sitting it firmly on a city, which is definitely where you want to be. And your Von Bolt. Von Bolt sitting on the city. You ain't moving him. You ain't moving him. He's too girthy to be moved, folks. It's got that firm chair girth that you're just not going to get there. All right, another classy boy on the field, and it is Bogaes. Let's see what he does. Man, just snipe a little infantry attack here with the battlecopter. He definitely needs to watch that HQ, though. If he allows, or even a moment, for the HQ to be undefended, there is a likelihood that OtherBarry will go up and cap that. Now, if Bogaes just holds on to his co-power or his super co-power, he can at least buy himself turns. But, I mean, if he doesn't, I think we all know how that song and dance will go, folks. Alrighty, folks. Day 18 manages to attack the anti-air because, I mean, the battlecopter was destroyed, but the anti-air lives, folks. Oh, and we got a sacrifice. We have a tank sacrifice here, folks. Is he going for the co-power? No, he's not. There isn't actually a way to get the co-power. So very curious that he would sacrifice the tank like that. But it happened. It happened, folks. This is the world we live in. A world where things happen. And sometimes you don't know why. And sometimes you're pleasantly surprised by why. Oh my god, the sacrifice of the tank leading to the Ex Machina to stun 2 medium tanks and 2 anti-air. That is pretty flipping big. I'm not going to lie, folks. That was a pretty crafty move right there. So now Bogaes and OtherBarry have both busted out pretty crafty little plays here today. You love to see it, folks, but a black storm has been popped. OtherBarry now sitting at exactly 69,000 value. Nice. Thought I would just mention that before he takes the infantry engagement and ruins it for everybody. Oh my god, and OtherBarry, or Bogaes, is attacking all of these units right now without capping the comm tower like an absolute unit. What a guy. There we go. Oh wait, he wasn't going to get the comm tower anyways. One. Sitting one away. Alright, very unfortunate. Would have been nice, but absolute gamer. That's a gamer move right there, folks. You never cap the comm tower before attacking because it inflicts psychological damage onto your opponent that cannot be repaired. Not even with therapy, folks. Not even with better help. Alright, another classy engagement. Triple tapping the infantry just to guarantee that the comm tower will not be captured. And a classy boy of the sky is now on the field, folks. Very interesting. Very interesting. This is becoming a very, very classy battle. Semi is pleased. Semi is pleased by these results, folks. But another battlecopter has been eliminated. And oh my god, he got a high roll. He got a high luck roll on that medium tank. Takes out the medium tank with an anti-air. These are the things that anti-airs dream of, folks. They dream of the day when they can take out a tech-up unit all by themselves. There totally wasn't 4 other things attacking him, or 3 other things attacking him at the same time. It was all the anti-air, folks. You all saw it. OtherBarry has resigned because losing a classy medium tank to an anti-air is just too much psychological damage. And there's just no coming back from that, folks. But what an absolute comeback from Bogaes. He played strong, he played well, and he managed to overcome his opponent. So well played, but well played by OtherBarry as well. Absolutely legendary plays. Hawk was just a little bit better overall. And that's all. Live League is a hell of a drug, folks. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.